I need to understand that. What's up, bro?
Yo, AMS, what's up, dude?
I hope you got some clothes on there, Eddie.
I'm wearing shorts, but
Okay,
I'm
okay.
shirtless.
We ain't want to
AMS,
get no freaky shit on this live stream today, bro. I just
no,
don't.
I'm not. I was working out for like the past hour while I was watching you, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you put me on. AMS, man. Uh, how how can I set this up so I can say the right things?
Mm-hmm.
So 3 years ago, I
Mm-hmm.
was a self-employed entrepreneur. I was
Mm-hmm.
making like over 6 figures a year, but I was
Mm-hmm.
still very much lacked all those masculine frames that you talk about. Had a lot
Mm-hmm.
of beta energy. I was very unsure of myself, despite I was making money. I was independent. I had my whole life, I kind of like straightened out, but I had no self belief. So it took me. Sorry, I'm breathing a little bit hard.
Yeah, that's right.
So it took me. Like maybe the beginning of the pandemic, like right before that, I decided to make a shift in my life. So I started to really focus on self improvement. I
Mm-hmm.
found jujitsu. In that process, that was kind of like what gave me a lot of direction. I started training martial arts frequently every day. That
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like my therapy, helped me answer a lot of like the problems I had with myself, ego, and all these things. So I just hard focused on that, but I was no longer employed. Now, after 2 years of just training and just focusing on that, that was my purpose, right? That's what I was seeing what kind of doors that would open up for me. Um, Later on, while I was watching your content, I mean, to this type of information, I was originally introduced by Black Phillip. Black
Mm-hmm.
Phillip transitioned to David Goggins, and David Goggins, I transitioned to you. So I've
Mm-hmm.
been taking bits and pieces from everyone, and
Right.
I finally came on the sleazeball game train. So, so at this point, um, well, I'm trying to find it, looking for a job. What am I going to do? What's my purpose? Because I competed, I tried different things. I wanted to see what I could do with this lifestyle. I'm not this competitive phenom. I'm athletic. I train like regularly and everything, but it wasn't it wasn't exactly what I was feeling. But I know my strengths. I'm really good with people. Like I can get pretty personal and intimate with people. I have a good avenue for talking to people and finding out more about them and kind of like motivating and inspiring them, but not in the fashion that you do. Kind of like helping them realize like what kind of what brings the best out of them. So this track kind of led me on to personal training simultaneously while I was watching you, and it was really funny because you're always talking about it, and eventually when I was looking for jobs, I'm like, I should just go out and work and do something, right? At least if I gather the momentum of working, it might help me figure out other things because I was still unsure. So I found a personal training job. They gave me a chance. I got a certificate and I got the job. I haven't started working yet, but I mean, that's kind of like an odd to you because you're kind of like very much structured for me and a lot of the things that I did before I got to that point. But now the question here is here. So I used to be this guy making over 6 figures a year. Now I'm starting exactly where like you're savvy with this whole industry. I'm starting from the bottom
Mm-hmm.
and I've kind of picked up on myself. I've worked on my self esteem. I've built myself up in a way where I walk confidently. I have the attack mode when I'm outside. I don't let people bog me down. I carry my own rhythm really well. I've tried to find avenues of going out and having a life of abundance.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm at the cusp. I'm just at the cusp to where I start to blossom.
Mm-hmm.
So what suggestions might you have for me at this point where I can kind of like let myself blossom because I'm not out there hooking up with chicks. I date, but it's still struggling, man. Still,
So you want to be better with women, is what you're saying, and you live in a life of social abundance.
I'm trying. I'm very much trying. I'll have my friends. I go out. I do these things, but I'm still kind of lost as I'm doing it because
Mm-hmm.
it's not giving me the results that I want. It's almost like I'm just gripping onto something for too long until I get tired and let go.
Okay. So when the last time you went on a date?
Last time I went on a date, maybe like 2 weeks ago, a week or two. Yeah, it was
What
it
happened?
was more like a meetup, and then
What
prior to
happened
that
to
it
that?
was like an actual date, like two weeks ago.
What happened to that?
Okay, so that date was really interesting because I go on a lot of dates where you feel like you get along with the person and you're cool, you have like a decent time, and you just feel like, all right, it was great to meet you. You shake hands and you walk away. Usually fizzles like out like that for me. Usually probably because I'm not seducing them enough. I'm probably being too friendly. I'm being too intimate. My social skills are more like buddy buddy, it seems like, than seductive. So I after that last date, because that date went amazing. For some reason, it was like one of the best online dates that I've had. I date online, offline. I meet girls in public places too. But it went great. Like, I was laughing the whole time. This girl was hilarious. She was a comedian. Everywhere we were going, she was causing a scene. We had like, it was comfort conversation the whole time. You know, it felt like an experience. There was a lot of things that I did along that date. Like, I let her drive my car because she was learning how to drive at the end of the date. I took her to a restaurant, which in my head I was like, no restaurants, but she was being like suggestive, and it was kind of like, because of how she was with her personality, I was reciprocating because I was having a great time. I really focused on having a good time. But being in Los Angeles, like, that shit just didn't pan out the next day. So I didn't text her back. She didn't text me back. I just left it like that. I might have asked her like, hey, like, how did you pass your driver's test, whatever. Left it there, and it just fizzled out like that too. And you know what? I'm not gonna turn back and you know, in the past 5 years ago, I would have been hurt by that situation, be like, oh, why, she didn't like me or something like that. But I learned to walk away these days. So that's the last date I went on. Okay,
so that your typical interaction with women? That it gets this friendly vibe and then it fizzles out?
I feel like I get too personal about myself. I start talking about the shit that I went through and overcame, and I start to, there's moments where I release bitterness in that, or because things in my life aren't going in a certain direction, I might give them hints of that. Like, maybe they know when a dude gets chicks, there is like this energy that they have, you know? And for a guy like me, I'm not looking at myself in third person. I don't know how much I'm putting out, you know?
Well, that comes from a lack of conversation. So what's happening is this here. You're not conversating with these girls. So then you go to this to kill the silence because you don't know what to talk about. So then I say to myself, well, why don't you got nothing to talk about? Because what you talk about on these dates is your interests and things like that, places you've been, things you want to do, you know, goals, but you're running out of words. So then this is what you go to. You go to trauma and stuff like that in your life because you're just trying to create conversation.
Yeah. So, that's my conversation. I'm so habituated towards like talking about my trauma and shit like that.
Yeah. So you need to talk about things that you interest and things like that. It's just a matter of conversation skills, right? Interest in happy things. We don't want, this is not your therapist. This is a date. This is not your therapist. So I'm talking about places you plan to travel, places you went last year. You know, these are the dating topics I'm talking about. Not trauma in my life, not my homeless days and all this other type of stuff. You know, we're not talking about that. We're talking about happy things. I wouldn't want to see you no more either. Because I would think that, oh God, I don't feel like being this guy's therapist. You know what I'm saying? So you're bringing doom and gloom to these dates. I want to bring happiness, fun, places you're traveling, restaurants you like to go, things you like, fun things you like to do. And I'm going to talk about my interests and my purpose. And, you know, these are the type of things that I'm talking about. Because, you know, it's going to come up with women about, you know, purpose and goals and stuff like that. They don't bring it up. And so these are the conversation topics I'm not talking about. And you're talking about you want her to be your therapist.
Not exactly. It's like, I'm a comedic dude. I can be funny, but I give doses of those bitter moments. I give doses of like trauma when I feel like it offsets them and it comes out in a way that I don't want it to. You know, I'm trying to be seductive.
How's that working for you?
It's not working at all. It's fucking me over.
That's what I'm talking about. I made a video and said, I told you guys, you can be a comedian all you want, but then don't get upset when that's not working for you. So this is what you want to do. You want to be you. Eddie wants to be Eddie, but being Eddie ain't getting Eddie laid.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So it's time for Eddie to be somebody else. Because being you, listen, I'm a natural comedian, right? My natural essence is to just, you know, joke and stuff like this too. But I know subconsciously that is not the best way to go about seducing a woman. So I don't bring that energy to a date. Because I know firsthand that just turns the interaction to a buddy. So you want to be you, but being you isn't working. And I'm naturally a comedian, but I know that doesn't work when I'm trying to seduce a woman. So I checked it at the door. So you can't, I get that you want to be you, but that's not the best way to seduce a woman.
Yeah, you know what, Amos, I wasn't unsure if you were gonna nail it. You were gonna nail it, but you nailed it like right there. You said it like perfectly. I'm just trying to be myself, but it's not working out for me.
Right.
So tell me.
Back in the day when I used to go on dates, my thing was I always taught, hey, make a woman laugh, make a woman laugh. That's what I always taught, right? When I was young in my 20s, you make a woman laugh. Well, I said, damn, when I'm more mature and locked into my seductive mode, the girls can't get enough of me. And then when I would be this comedian, the girls would always say, "You so silly, you play too much," you know. And so I look at that and I say to myself, "Wait a minute, this is not working. So I'm gonna go to this place right here." So you need to find your inner masculine frame, seductive frame, and stop trying to be what you is, which is not working. The average guy is really a playful, you know, silly guy at heart. Most guys, not all guys. But I try to teach guys. That's why when you hear me talk about the masculine frame, is I know that won't work to get you laid. That doesn't work. Catch dudes with their friends and catch guys who get laid with their girls, and you will see a totally different energy.
Yeah, they're not being funny. It's almost kind of like they idolize them in a way that's not out of comedy or something. It's like, you know, they're like a backbone for them. And then here's what happens with me a lot of the time, AMS. I end up meeting chicks that happen to be in relationships with other dudes, and I realize like they come to me for stimulation, but they're still fucking that other dude because it's like that, and that dude's not funny and he's not outgoing and he's nowhere as active as I am. But it's just like they come to me to talk it out, but they go and fuck that like arrogant, that stubborn, arrogant person that doesn't really care too much, you know?
Well, you got to understand that women chase validation. You're giving it freely, he's making them chase it. That's why I tell you, don't give women validation. It's not to be mean or nothing like that. It's what women respond to. And so that's what that guy's doing. Also, he's being confident. So then you know this stuff, you see it, but then Eddie wants to be Eddie. But then Eddie got to say to himself, being me doesn't work.
Yeah, it's habitual. Like once I start talking and it goes into autonomous mode, like I asked the girl like 3 days ago, and I was really aggressive, AMS, but I started like acting like a clown. If you've seen like the interpretation of like Will Smith, Andrew Tate on like Will Smith talking to what's her face, his wife, and he's being a clown the whole time. I feel like I was being a clown the whole time. I wasn't being like I was just joking too much, you know. Despite that I was being aggressive, I was adding too much of the joking flavor in there.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something else too. So in my past life, when I didn't see the sexual attraction from the woman, she wasn't showing that sexual attraction to me, I would tend to do what you're doing. I started to overcompensate right now. So, so then what I had to say is, well, when did I see this from women, right? So when I felt sexy, I couldn't evade sexy, right? So then I said, you a fit guy. So then I said, okay, but then I had to say, how are you dressing?
When I go out to certain places, I mean, like I know guys that when I look at, they look sharp. Mm-hmm. They got like tight pants, like their shirts like bucked. Like I go to salsa classes on Thursdays. Mm-hmm. I can tell you the guys that I see standing out versus the guys that just look like they're wearing sweater vests. The guys that stand out, they got a watch. They got that tight dress shirt. They may not have like the best body type or whatever, but they got that. They got the outfit with the shoes. You know, they got those like the raised up pants. They don't have any socks, but they got those like designer shoes, pants. You know, they're kind of like, they look neat. They look like they dressed up particularly to go out. You know, versus other guys just put on like jeans and a shirt or something like that.
Right. So how are you dressing on these dates?
Here's the thing too. I go on these dates. Sometimes I feel like I'm better dressed than the girl. Like I'll wear like white pants. I'll wear like some AMD sneakers and like a nice shirt or something like that. You know, kind of like urban, but not too like dressy. I'm not much of a dressy guy, but nothing like I don't look like I'm underdressed either. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like right in the middle.
Okay, so let's just assume I'm just gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say you're dressing sexy. So why are you not conveying sexy? Because you gotta understand that the interactions you're having with these women is entering this friendly mode somewhere. And so I'm just trying to get to the root of where is it entering at, and I'm thinking it's entering it from you. I just want to know, I'm trying to figure out why are you not feeling like that sexy stud?
Okay, you're 100% right, Amos. Like when I'm out on the street publicly, I can tell girls find me attractive. They check me out. They give me hints. Not all chicks. I'm just, you know, like every girl has their interests, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I find those girls that like me. But once I open my mouth, shit, it's once I open my mouth, it seems like it's over because I may gauge them right initially, but somewhere along the way, it's just like it declines because of what I start to say. And I don't have a recorder to hear everything that I'm saying. Maybe I'm releasing something, that information that just drops their level of interest. I killed the seduction.
Okay, I want you to do this going forward. I want you to get her to talk. You're talking. I want you to get her to talk. You're doing most of the talking. You're being a blabber. I need you to.
Not entirely, but some. I mean, I get them to talk and they exchange with me. I wouldn't really say that I'm a blabbermouth. It seems like that I'm coming off like that. The past 2-3 dates that I've been on, I feel like they've been talking mostly.
Okay, they've been talking mostly, and if they throw out a joke I'm trying to get them the benefit of that and assuming that they find you attractive, right? Because I'm giving that benefit of that.
They vocalize that to me.
Okay, but you killing it with the conversation skills, and so what I'm trying to get to the root of, when your conversation is coming out, why these insecurities, like, so it's this deeper. This is why I'm talking to you this long, because what you're doing is, what you're conveying to me is, I feel I look good. I feel like I look good, but what's coming out your mouth is screaming insecurities. And this is because the women from what you're telling me, the women are finding you physically attractive.
Yeah.
But to turn them off, you have to some kind of insecurities in the mouth. If they find you physically attractive, it means you're
the mouthpiece.
Huh?
It's the mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm. And you're screaming insecurity. I'm not here to see exactly 100% of what you're saying, but they're picking up what coming out your mouth is that you look like them a 9. What's coming out your mouth is a 5.
yeah, basically.
And so I'm trying to, you know, I'm not hearing the conversation, but what I'm trying to figure out, why are you conveying these insecurities? Like, do you not feel attractive?
I feel I mean, at this point in my life, AMS, like I had ugly duckling syndrome for a long fucking time.
Okay,
it took me a long time to like really, I fucking grinded like physically to get to a point where I could take my shirt off, walk around the street and feel good, you know? And you would understand what it takes for like a fat person mentality to get to that point.
No. You forgot my story.
No, not you. No, I'm just saying like a general person, like for them to gain confidence like that.
Right.
What it takes for them to like take their shirt off and walk around the street feeling good, you know?
Right. So, okay. So,
but it's a mental thing. It's not I physically now feel good, but mentally I'm still back
insecure.
there.
You're still insecure. Okay.
It seems like it, yeah.
Okay. So are you getting laid?
No.
You a virgin?
Fuck no.
Okay. Okay.
No, I mean I got laid a few months ago, but on circumstances that were AMS, I'd be embarrassed to tell you, bro. It's like it not in the way that I did something wrong, but in the sense that this is some real beta shit that like made me do that, you know? It's like if I like you could fucking unravel me if I just tell you what I did like a few months ago, and like that'll really it'll explain you to as a whole of who I am. But I really took I took that incident as a huge like learning curve again. Even I'm 29 years old. I'm still going.
Do you know how confidence is built?
I mean, David Goggins says hard work. For me, that was something that I felt like I resonated with a lot, because a lot of the things that I pushed myself and overcame, I realized the average person isn't doing. So yeah, I believe in myself a little bit, because I can push further than what I see most people doing.
Confidence is built from wins. You
I've
need
been taking nonstop L's these past 2 years, nonstop L's. Maybe just this past, like, health wise, physically taking wins, but competitively I've been losing. Haven't been making money. Whatever investment, stock, anything I've done, it's been like on the.
got you. All right, so now it's becoming clearer. So I knew I'd get to the root of it. So now I see what's going on with these girls. Okay, so now it's making sense. So the women finding you attractive, and then you start talking about. I pray to God that you're not talking to women about these failures and stuff. I hope you're not bringing that up.
If they ask me, like, how did you do it, I'd be like, I lost, but like I don't like I'll express that I didn't care about the loss, because at least I tried,
Yeah, so this is where you lose. So this is the issue right here, bro. I'm gonna tell you flat out what the issue is.
Tell me. Yeah.
If I'm a woman and I'm listening to a guy talk about this stuff, this sad stuff, I don't want to come into this. And this is why you're losing the women. So if I'm looking at you and I'm a woman, I'm looking at you and you don't tell me none of this stuff, I'm thinking this dude is getting laid. And then when you start talking and you selling me this shit, I'm thinking this dude is not getting laid. That's what I'm thinking. So understand that we got to stop talking about this negative stuff on these dates, because it conveys to women that you're not winning. I don't want to come be a part of your life with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a part of that shit. So
next to a loser, basically.
So 10 years ago, I was on a date with this girl. This is when I first, damn, they've been 10 years. So this is when I first started a security company, right? And I'm on a date and I'm trying to sell this woman on, yeah, I'm building a security company, this, that, and the other. Because what I didn't know is the woman I don't want to hear about you building this company. You feel what I'm saying? What I hear is that you're finna go through a struggling phase.
Yeah.
That I don't want to be a part of.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's where AMS. It's like I've been carrying that fucking ball of energy through these tweets. Like, it's just been a struggle for me. It's just I'm like long-term investment for girls. Like, do they want to put money in this like low rising stock?
This is why I'm trying to tell you now that we no longer are going to talk about this stuff on dates, because you're turning women off of it, because it sounds like not a happy place to be. What we're going to talk about now is we're going to talk about our hobbies and our interests in places that we like to travel, fun, going, happy thing. Nothing sad. No, I was 400 pounds. No, I was not. No, don't bring that up. Don't bring that up, because I'm going to tell you something. When you convey that you was 300, 400 pounds, what I would think if I'm a woman is that you're probably insecure.
But even I thought, like, I can, even if you own it, it still sounds insecure. Even if you hold it with ownership.
Yeah. So I want you thinking I want you saying that thinking I've been banging chicks all my life. What I'm gonna think is when I hear that you was a super fat kid, I'm gonna think that this is a guy that probably wasn't getting women and now thinks he's hot or something like that. That I don't want to be around that. I want to think you look like a Chad, you need to act like a Chad, is what I'm saying. When you convey, so like I've went on dates with girls, right? And I've went on dates with women who lost weight. And then when I look at them different, because I look at them as, damn, you really was fat. Like, I'm looking at them like, so you was fat one time. So then I start looking at them like, damn, but you were fat. Like,
yeah, you're turned off.
I'm
even if they tell you they were ugly duckling before, know they fucked them up at some point.
Right. So then I'm looking at them like, I'm thinking, I don't say this. I'm thinking, damn, do you have loose skin? Like, so now they done turned me off because, like, I don't want to date a previous fat girl. In my head, I'm thinking like, yeah, but you was fat one time, And so this is what I'm trying to say is that you're oversharing.
Yeah, 100%.
You need to Stick to hobbies, interests, favorite TV shows, places you travel, places you wish to travel. Do you get that? Stop bringing up this negative shit. Stop talking about your weight loss. Stop talking about your losses in life because it conveys not winning with women. You get what I'm saying? So you look like a Chad, so act like a Chad. She don't need to know your whole life story. You're turning these women off because what they're hearing is, what you're conveying to them is, I'm not doing too good with the ladies. You're not saying that, but what you're saying coming out your mouth is like, okay.
Yeah.
She don't know you're not a Chad. So you've been
exactly.
So you've been a beta your life. She don't need to know otherwise.
And it's that fucking I have this bullshit thing with honesty, AMS. Like I have to fucking whatever's inside of me, however I think and feel, it just comes out, you know.
How that's working for you?
No, it's not. Where it's fucking me over for years.
Let's hypothetically say you was a 2-time felon and you was going to a job and they ain't said nothing about, hey, have you ever been to jail or anything like that? Would you just share that? Yeah, without them even bringing it up. So I've been to prison twice.
No.
Oh, if it comes up, then you have to tell them. But if it don't come up, hey, ain't my problem. So the point I'm trying to say is you're oversharing, you're over. I sit here and now the main chick I date, we sit here and we watch dating shows. And she all the time we watch Married at Love After Lockup, Love After Lockup, Put a Ring on It, Married at First Sight. And she specifically sit and calls out a lot of the times when the guys are oversharing. She said he's oversharing. Yeah, me and my baby mama, we don't get it. And she's like, if we're not asking you, I'm not asking you to lie. What I'm saying is, if stuff don't come up, why are you oversharing? So this is what I'm telling you right here. It's important that you do this because I'm trying to build some confidence. And so what I'm saying is, by you stop oversharing, you're going to get some wins under your belt. You're going to start getting laid. And that getting laid is going to create this confidence. Right now, you're not getting wins. This is why you have these insecurities. I need to get some wins under your belt. Once I get some wins under your belt, then you're going to feel more confident about yourself. I would not have no confidence either if I was going on dates and every girl that I go on a date with didn't want to see me again. Anybody would lose confidence. Yeah. I don't care who you are. So once I can get some of these to convert, once I can get some of these girls you're going out with to convert, you're going to start feeling confident about yourself. You're going to feel different about yourself. And then you're going to convey that out of your mouth. But first, before I can get that to that conclusion, I got to stop getting you to talking yourself out of the booty. You've done the self-improvement, you lost the weight, but now you're oversharing on these dates, which are causing you not to get wins, which these not getting wins is causing you to have low confidence.
Yeah.
Once you sleep with about 3 girls in a month, you're like, man, damn, well, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, naturally, you know.
naturally, but you have to get some win. So let's hypothetically say I was at the gym trying to sell, and for a whole month I couldn't sell. Well, naturally my confidence would drop. That's anybody. You're only human. So naturally at the gym, my ability to sell would drop. I'm like, damn, I'm not getting no sales. But when you get 3 in a week, you're like, man, I'm the man. You get more confident. So I got to get some. You ever seen a pitcher, a hitter that done lost their confidence a little bit? They get a couple of hits, and you say, okay, all right. You see the motherfuckers be slumped. They go through a slump. They like, damn, I can't hit for shit. They get a couple of hits, and all of a sudden they out of the slump. I got to get you to get a couple of hits.
I'm trying, MS. I'm trying, man. I mean, I got to control that mouth.
You got to do what I'm telling you. You got to stop oversharing. You got to stop saying with lightheartedness. You got the looks of a Chad, but you're not talking like a Chad. You see what I'm saying? So the point is, the women are going to perceive you to be a Chad. Then when they hear you, they like, he's not a Chad. He's more like a Brad. And Brad is loose. So what I'm trying to say is, you did this, you did the self-improvement. I don't knock you for having low confidence right now, because fuck what everybody say. If you're not getting the wins, you see it with basketball players, football players. You're not getting the wins, you see it, their body language change a little bit. You can always tell when a player he had a couple bad games in a row, and then it turns into a month, and then their confidence starts to drop. What I need to do is get a couple of wins. How many times have you watched a basketball game? Guy can't do that. He get one layup, all of a sudden he's back on the road. He got one layup. What they call in basketball? He need to see the ball go through the hoop. You see that in basketball, and then he get one layup, and he's strutting up the court. He got one little layup. That's why when you see watch basketball players, and they try to get a free shot, the other team will do what? Come over there and, like, if the whistle them blow, they don't want the player to see the ball go in the hoop, so they'll come over there and they're like, nope.
So, and Amos, and like, also to respond to that, like I did the opposite thing of that. Well, like, kind of like, not the opposite. I can't find the right word for it, but it's like I needed to have that win, right? I'm told myself something like that too. Like, let me at least get a win, so I'll go fuck like a 3 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10.
That's lowers your confidence.
Yeah, it lowers my confidence. I went and saw some fucking this fat, disgusting, like, just a fat chick, like, and she was not attractive to me whatsoever. Sometimes I could kind of, like, with thicker girls, they got a cute face, you could work in it, but she was saying things that was just like, I feel like, I mean, it just felt like something out of Norbit, or like, like this, she was just saying some stuff. I'm like, oh, like, and then I walked away from that. I'm like, and like you said, it broke me. It chipped away at me a little bit more.
Yeah, when you lower your standards, that's worse. That makes you feel like that's your quality of woman. So listen, bro, this is not rocket science. If you do what I'm telling you, you did the self-improvement, but right now you are not getting the wins due to the conversation skills. You're talking yourself out of the booty because you're talking about stuff you shouldn't be talking about. And so that creates, it starts this snowball effect. You're talking yourself out of the booty. You're not getting the wins. You're not getting the second and third dates. So naturally, as a human being, as anybody who's not getting the wins, your confidence starts to drop in your ability. And so now when you go on these dates, it's just the snowball effect. You're not getting the wins, that lowers your confidence. You're not getting the wins, that lowers your confidence. Not getting the wins, lowers your confidence. Yeah. And all this could be, if you just stop talking yourself out of the booty, we can get you some wins, and then your confidence will start going up. But you're just being a human being. Anybody, no matter who you are, no matter how confident you are now, if you stop getting wins, your confidence would drop. Mine would. For the next year, if I went on dates and I couldn't get no second dates, my confidence would drop. Like, damn, am I ugly? I'm a human being. Your confidence would drop, right? So the point B is, I just got to get a win. I got to get a layup. I got to get a single. I got to get a hit. I got to get you to start getting small wins. And I'm going to do that if I get you to stop talking about things that are not turning women on.
All right. So maybe you can, I have a chance. Maybe you can kind of help me fester the situation into like getting laid. Mm-hmm. This is like, maybe we're on the end of the cusp for today, because I want you to talk to other people, but this is also something interesting to bring up as well. Mm-hmm. So the chick that I asked out recently, right? Mm-hmm. The reason I asked her out, and like we go to the same gym or whatever together, I asked her out, but I ended up meeting her mom at salsa, and I ended up dancing with her mom and like flirting with her and hanging out with her. Mm-hmm. So like we spoke and whatever, and like I thought to myself, like, damn, this lady is pretty hot, she's like 40 something. Mm-hmm. I've been out with like older chicks. I'm not trying to do that anymore. Mm-hmm. But she's a lot funnier and a lot better looking than the daughter. But in my mind, I'm like, let me try to ask the daughter out, because it just seems like the better thing to do. Like, why am I going to go out with like a 43-year-old with like multiple kids, right? Mm-hmm. Let me ask like a girl that's like 20 something. Mm-hmm. I talked to the daughter. She says no, she doesn't want to spoil the environment that we go to. She doesn't want to ruin it, and she starts to suggest me talking to her mother, and she says like, I'll leave it between you guys as adults, okay? And I told you I kind of fucked up that whole like me asking her out thing, because I was too jokey. I was too like I was clowning around too much, and she kind of just left. We just separated at that, like, and she just left it like, you guys are adults, you figure it out. But my mind is like, what kind of where am I living? What age am I living in where like the mom's already like, I mean, the daughter would be cool with me being with the mom, but like not going out with her. But anyways, fuck that. I'll hook up with the mom. So I'm gonna go out later this evening, and she's probably gonna be there. So me talking to her now, I'm gonna keep the daughter completely out of the conversation.
How long you been dating this girl?
I'm sorry.
How long you been dating this girl?
Which one? The mom or the other one? I didn't date either of them.
Okay.
I asked one out. I asked the daughter out. She said no, but I had already met the mother, and the mom was like interested in me. So
no. So this
just fuck it off.
Yeah, fuck it off. So this is what we're gonna do right here.
All right.
You lowering your standards. That's what the mama is. You lowering your standards again. You're just trying to get. See, this is what happens when you're not getting wins. You just start to take what you can get. So we're not dating 47-year-old moms, and we're not date threes and fat chicks no more. From this day on, Eddie is a new man. Eddie is gonna go back to dating. You can pull the how tall are you?
5'10".
So yeah, you're tall enough to pull hot chicks. That's like if you 5'10" above, you good. All right. If you was like 5'4", I say okay, it might be a little tougher. You still can, but it'd be a little bit tougher because women are super stupid and shit with that height stuff and stuff like that. But so at 5'10", you're tall enough. So you're tall enough, you should be able to pull the hot chicks from this day on. Eddie is talking to 8s, 9s, and 10s, right? We're not going to lower our standards, and we're going to stop going out on these dates trying to be on his aid and overindulge, overshare, and talk our way out of the booty, right? And so now we're going to start getting laid again, and that's going to build confidence. So the reason you even entertaining the 47-year-old is because if you had a hot 21-year-old, are you entertaining that old ass? No, that's you lowering your standards to get what you can get. And so right now we're finna do this, but we're gonna get some wins on our belt, right? And we're gonna start getting laid. Another thing, how many women a week are you meeting?
If I'm lucky, like one.
That's a problem. That's the biggest problem. At the end of the day, for all you guys, I don't care what you look like. At the end of the day, it's forever gonna be a numbers game. Man, if I went up to one person a week at the gym, I'm not getting any clients. At the end of the day, it forever be a numbers game. It will always be a numbers game. So you're not gonna get laid with one woman a week. You're not.
I don't want to be Honest Abe no more.
Well, you ain't gotta be a liar. You just oversharing with stuff that nobody asking you about. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care if you don't share or not. If you meet one woman a week, you're not getting laid. You're not. Nobody is. It's always gonna be a numbers game with women. You should be going on a date every day.
God damn.
You on dating apps?
Today?
You on dating apps?
I'm on dating apps. Sometimes I walk away from them too. It's not like I'm just like selectively. Oh, like a lot of the time, AMS, thanks to you. Thanks to everything that you've been teaching me, I walk away a lot lately.
Right.
Because I reach a point, I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm like, I'm not going to even entertain that. I just walk,
Okay, so which dating apps are you on?
I use Hinge and I use Tinder.
Okay. Bumble too?
Sometimes if I want to go for the full fucking trio, or I just use one.
You get any matches?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's happening after that? Nothing, no dates?
It depends with the girl. Like some of them seem like, the ones that are attractive, like the ones that are like 7 or 8 out of 10. We're in a fucking huge ass pool in Los Angeles. They have all the options they could imagine, like it's rampant options for them. So it's like, if they like me, they stick to talking to me, then I'm like, that's a key sign right there. Like they want to go forward with it. And now maybe if I'm talking to 5 chicks, like 2 of them I'll fuck up because I'll say some bullshit. And then one of them will agree to me. So it's like it filters out as I'm like talking to like 3 or 4 of them. I'll manage to pull one out of that situation, or one of them will eagerly want to talk to me and meet me or something like that.
Let me ask you this: how many? I'm going to ask you this. What are you making a year now?
0.
Oh, you're not working.
I haven't worked in 2.5 years, AMS.
So what you doing for money?
I don't make any money. I have money saved up. When I was running my business, I had a pretty decent amount of money saved up. I invested that. Some of those investments went up, some went down, but 2.5 years enough to float me with the whole like EDD and then the investments that I made, all of that together is my savings. Like I've been floating myself up till now.
Okay, that's the problem.
Yeah, well, that's why I did get the job. I
I
got the
missed
job.
that part of it. That's your issue right there. Let
Not
me
with me.
let me ask you this. I'm willing to bet you this right here. If you made 150 right now and you had the same conversation, I mean, didn't change not one thing about your conversation, I guarantee you have better results with women. Even if you kept this, even if you said all this insecurity shit and you made 150, I ain't saying all of them, but I guarantee you you will have a high success rate with these women.
Yeah, Amos, you're right about that. But I felt like I was riding the beta train when I was doing when I had my business there, but I was underdeveloped. Now it would be different. We're talking about now, if I had a 6-figure business now and I was who I am now, sure. But 2-3 years ago, when I was like leaning on the business to kind of give me some action, because me might take that job away from me, take that business away from me. You have me as a whole. It's kind of like I was like an insecure dude. Like there was no backbone.
What do you tell them when they ask what do you do for a living? What do you say?
That one I bullshit, and that one I'll say anything from me being what I used to be to now being I am a personal trainer now. I do have the job now, so I'm riding that train.
Oh, so you cool to lie on that, but you don't lie about it. Eddie got selective lying.
I got selective dishonesty because you can't. Sometimes I do, but for the most part, I have lied about that, and yeah, selective lying.
But I'm not even tripping on that. But I'm just. I know you.
Yeah.
On some things, but like not on the finances. But okay, Eddie. So
that's a huge red flag, AMS. They're not gonna understand if I tell them that I have money in savings invested in all this shit. They're not gonna understand that.
No. And so, all right. So you're not, Eddie. This is the honest truth. You're not. This is y'all. All you guys need to listen to this. What I'm saying right now. This is not the day and age where you cannot be the best version of yourself. You cannot, in the social media age, you cannot get any booty if you're not the best version of yourself financially, physically, image-wise, as in dressing and grooming and all that type of stuff, and personality-wise, as in conversational skills and charisma, seductive skills, and all that. Today, with Instagram, dating apps, this, that, and the other, maybe it's a once upon a time that you would have been cool. Not today. You cannot get laid. You know what, Eddie? You about 6 months from getting a passport. You about 6 months from becoming a passport bro, because you're not gonna get any ass over here without making any income. Talking about you got investments coming in, this, that, and other. And I already know how investments work, man. You're probably getting 25, 30K a year tops. And so you're not gonna make it today and age with that. So with you having this income, you're living like a minimalist. And so bro, we gotta get you income coming back in. Because I'm gonna tell you something right here. This is probably conveying some of the insecurities on these dates. A man, a woman, a lot of her confidence is gonna come from her physical, how she look. A lot of man's confidence is going to come from his ability to provide. Fuck what you heard. I'm just telling you the honest truth, right? His ability to provide, particularly when he get with the higher echelon of women. So you're out with a 9 and you don't got no income. You know your competition, so you're going to spew insecurities because you kind of figure in your head. I know she's getting a lot of guys, so you're going to spew insecurity. So you're going to start to overcompensate with your personality and stuff like that. That's what we call little dick, what the women call little dick energy. The overcompensation and shit like that. That's what, when you don't feel confident about yourself, you spew that little dick energy. Those insecurities.
Yeah.
When women are talking about that song, when she's talking about Lotto's big D energy, what she's talking about is a confident man. Little D energy, what she's talking about, an insecure man who overcompensates and stuff like that. So, Eddie, they're gonna have to start with you getting some income.
So I got that job, AMS. I'm gonna start as a personal trainer.
I'm gonna tell you right now, starting off with that, you got to build that up. You need to focus on that first, and that's going to help you with the ladies. These women are deciphering when they're talking to you. They can tell you don't have your shit together.
Yeah.
So I saw you down here on the screen. You was killing it with the exercise, but you need to kill it with the financial aspect of your life is not so. How old are you?
29.
Man, Eddie, 29 years old. You think these women want a 29-year-old guy that ain't, but I get you a personal trainer now, but I'm just saying this is been part of your issue with the women. You're not a 21-year-old kid. You're a 29 grown man. Women are going to expect you at least to be building towards financial stability.
Yeah, it's a red flag. That's why I don't bring it up. It's a huge red flag for them.
Okay, so we need to get that down. That's gonna help you with your confidence, and that's gonna help you with the women, because the women, when you're talking to these women are trying to calculate your income. They're trying to calculate your net worth. When you're talking to them, you think you're being slick, but they're calculating, right? So they're calculating. So they look at your car, they look at your clothes, they look at your shoes.
What about broken phone screen?
Yeah, broken phone screen, right? So the point being is, I need you to get your financial situation in order.
First and foremost.
Mm-hmm. And then stop talking yourself out of the booty. I missed that. I could have saved a lot of this conversation if I would have just, I missed the no income coming in. That just flew right. I missed that. So
you missed. I mentioned that right in the beginning, but you flew over that. I'm like, I was surprised.
Yeah, I missed that. That totally flew over my head. So that's what we need to start there, Eddie, and then stop talking yourself out of the booty.
All right, MS.
All right, brother. Good luck.
I appreciate everything you mentioned.
All right.
Thanks for talking to me.
Good luck.